Hello everyone and welcome to Revisiting Value Town, this time with the esteemed holder of a doctorate in Pokemonology, Mr. JDB. Hello.
Hey, not a doctor. Cannot
You
stress
hold a
that
doctorate
enough.
in Pokemonology, not a medical
Uh,
doctor.
I think they're called professors, actually.
No,
I
those are
think
the
that's
ones
the
with
official
jobs.
title.
You have to actually get paid to be the professor because it's prof from professional.
Oh,
Yeah.
well then, regardless, not a doctor. Cannot stress that enough. But it is apparently James guests on other people's videos week.
It is in fact James guest on other people's videos week. Actually, who approached you first, myself or Daddy?
Me and Daddy planned that out like 2 weeks ago or something, like early week 2, I think. We were like, hey, let's do week 4.
So the fact I haven't been approached means I'm probably not going to be, eh?
Oh, I have no idea. Maybe.
All right. And yes, we are members of the Mustache Gang because apparently this season is the season of Mustache Gang.
Well, dads have mustaches, and it's the daddy plan. So
exactly. So we're
everybody has a mustache.
Here to recap the original Value Town. It will be linked to the comics edited with Sam. Sam is unfortunately quite busy, so yeah, I had to get someone who had a bit more qualification. They're more of an academic. They're not so much, out there in the real world, but hopefully their perspective
I'd be in a
will
second
be,
choice. As long as I'm a choice, I don't mind being second choice.
Yeah, I totally didn't ask another person first. Who was also busy.
I'm just. It's an honor to be nominated.
To be fair, I was talking to Steve at the time anyways when I asked him, but he was also busy.
Oh, you didn't have to tell me it was Steve. No, I'm just kidding.
But yeah, so to be honest, I don't think it was Sam's first choice, and I came up with the idea, so yeah, ultimately, look, we've thought it would be interesting to look at, now that the season's part way on, what the lower tier options have been doing. Some of them have been dropped, some of them have been kept but haven't done anything, some of them have had some really interesting games that we'd like the opportunity to show you guys. So that's what we're doing. We're revisiting Value Town. So that was Pokemon that were drafted in both divisions that are 5 points or lower. And if you don't know what the daddy plan is, we explained it in part 1. You should rewatch part 1 in preparation for this, if you don't know what the daddy plan is.
If people don't know what the daddy plan is by now, what are they even doing?
I mean, maybe the algorithm
sweeping the nation.
Maybe the algorithm got onto me, All right, so
we have inshallah, right? One can only dream.
We have a great misfortune has struck the land. We have unfortunately experienced many of our friends, those that we dreamed for, that we bled for, and that we fought for, have passed on. They are casualties in the Flavour graveyard. So, of these 6 drops, I do know that 4 of them are NFAs, and also Bouffalant actually did get picked up by another coach after it was dropped.
Yeah, so it's double Flavour Town, kind of.
Sure. It's about double. Look, we'll see. We'll see the value. We'll see if the value's there. But yeah, Gurdurr gone, Wartortle gone, Electabuzz gone, Mulga gone, Munchlax gone, and Bouffalant gone. It's a great tragedy. And Guy Fieri bemoans us. That said, I think we were pretty critical of all of the teams that had these specific mons, except for the Gurdurr, the Bouffalant, and the Munchlax. Like, I remember the Bouffalant team, we talked about that it was just kind of there to be a ghost community, which is okay. And then, yeah, Gurdurr was on a team, and I think Munchlax was also on a team with a lot of other EVO-Lite options. And not everyone is as good with a Mulga as you are,
To leave it on the bench 4 weeks in a row?
Hell yeah.
It's been
perfect
considered.
Transition to the next slide, the Benchwarmers.
Oh no.
So these Pokemon in Value Town have not hit the field, if they are still kept on at least one team. So Electabuzz still on one team, Munchlax still on one team, Mulga still on one team. None of them have hit the field. I think Munchlax came to a team preview, I think Scyther came to a team preview. None of the
Yeah,
other ones have done anything. Which is weird. I would have expected Scyther and Electabuzz to do something. They're so naturally fast and pretty strong.
Yeah, true. I mean, that's definitely true, right? And they're like great examples to like make it obvious why Eviolite is busted. Just because they've got the stats of a non
Eviolite one, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I'd probably run Life Orb on either of them over Eviolite. Maybe Electabuzz.
Sure. Yeah, they're also mons that can hold items other than Eviolite too, which is another reason you might expect them.
Scary. But no, Benchwarmers.
Yeah, I mean,
I wonder
Rock
if
Slide is the most common move. Yeah.
But I do wonder about the Electabuzz. Obviously, one Electabuzz got dropped and the other Electabuzz got kept. I mean, it's got a lot of interesting support options, and it does have decent speed, so I was a bit surprised not to have seen it done anything, especially because in this format it gets access to E-Web, and I think I used it in another format where it didn't. And it's certainly better with E-Web.
Yeah, it's like 104 speed or something like that, or is it a little faster than that? 111, somewhere around there?
It's 10 speed faster than Electabuzz, which I'm pretty sure is 96. Sorry, Electivire, so I'm pretty sure this is 106.
106, so right in that. Yeah, I mean, that's fast enough for E-Webs. I say as Emolga also has E-Webs and is 103, and I have not brought.
Yeah, Emolga is on the bench as well.
Yeah, I found it tough to justify when I already have so many other iced weaknesses.
That makes it very good.
Eerie Impulse, Charm,
Encore,
yeah.
The only time I've seen Emolga do something was when it was Encore spamming.
As we're learning this season, Encore is good.
Didn't hurt.
Yeah, it doesn't get tailwinded.
Don't you guys love how I was able to get a high pixel image of Munchlax and no other Pokemon?
Oh yeah,
there was like some random shiny hunter who had like a very high resolution Munchlax image. Also, yes, I've given up on the quest to make my videos 1080p like they were on my laptop, because even on the 1080p screen, apparently the main screen, which I'm recording on now, is 1050p, and the other one's 1080p, but the recordings are still 720p regardless. So I've given up.
Might be in your OBS settings or something, but
I went through a lot of settings.
That's neither here nor there.
Yeah.
Let's get to talking about these mons for real.
We do have a couple of these Pokemon will have replays to show what they've done. So let's look at the only 2-pointer that's had a significant showing. It's Lunatone with the Virginia Vikavolt. So
yeah, only used on Jordan's team too, correct?
No, it was drafted on another team. It just hasn't hit the field. I think it came to team preview.
Yeah. That's what I mean. It's only actually been used.
Otherwise, I would have a bar here with the other Pokemon's stats,
with the other team.
Unless it didn't get any kills, in which case it didn't show up. Also, I don't have a bar for Wishy-Washy, which I guess is spoilers for later, but because Wishy-Washy is broken in the dock because of the 2 forms or something.
Yeah.
But yes, so this one shows our first spicy replay. So I've got it open here. So it's Jordan against the now ex-coach Charizard Ace.
This is a week 1 match.
I think it was the St. Louis Charizards.
Yeah, St. Louis Charizards.
And it was quite a weak one for Value Town. So we saw an interesting lead-off, and a lot of this came down to positioning. My brain's dying. Positioning. What's its face? I'm forgetting what it's called already. Lunatone to be in a position to get kills.
Yeah.
So getting that sack there, and then being able to Icy Wind spam so that it's relatively safe, and getting that Meteor Beam off. Meteor Beam is definitely the main driving factor. And then,
it's like here's why it's good, basically.
Yeah. Really just being able to mitigate damage to a really serious degree. Knocking Wartortle down a peg, certainly. Psychic is 90 base power, pretty strong stab move. And I'm pretty sure oh, that's right. I forgot the incredible Alchemy Sweet Fail switch in play. That was very powerful.
Yeah, well, that's showing off why Alchemy is good, in spite of what you think. But,
yes. Aroma Veil, it justifies someone saying it was the best mon in low tier VGC. I don't know about that one. I think Lunatone and Persian certainly were the carries here. No,
Oh yeah,
Lunatone
for sure, right?
absolutely went off. I do think Jordan wound up losing the series, but at least I think this was game 2, and at least game 2 had a really solid showing for Lunatone, so it's got 4 kills. I think it's certainly of the mons that only came to 1 series, it's got some of the best, one of the best performances.
Yeah. Single match performances, yeah.
Absolutely. I think got 3 kills that game and 1 kill in another, which is pretty good. It's not bad.
Yeah, totally. I mean, that's your investment paid off right there, right? I mean, 2
Hell
points.
2 points, 4 kills. I'll take it.
I'll pay that.
I'd buy that for $1.
I'd buy it for 2 points.
Okay, I see how it is. Yeah, my brain is dying. Yeah, so Lunatone.
Well, it's very late for you, so.
Look, it took advantage of Levitate, which is pretty good. It took advantage of the Stab Rock with Meteor Beam, which is pretty good, and its highest attack stat. And honestly, it took that Ice Shot pretty well, even though it crit.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lunatone, definitely a mon worth considering if it is in a really cheap price lane, just because Levitate's a really good ability, I think. There's a lot of what it comes down to.
49%. That was a big Ice Shard hit though.
Oh, I mean, it was a crit from a Mammoth.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. So next Pokemon.
Yeah, I think we're probably gonna move through some of these only been on ones, like where there's not much comparison.
Yeah.
Probably move through a lot of these relatively quickly.
Yeah, Metang was in both teams. It's come to team preview for both teams. It's only hit the field once, and I believe it got 1 attack off. No, I think it missed a Meteor Mash and then it Bullet Punched or something, or Stomping Tantrumed. I think it was a Stomping Tantrum, and then it died, and they lost the series. Metang kind of showing that, especially on a team like the Red Gyarados, where you have a bunch of mons competing for EVO Light, it's not necessarily... Well, actually, no, that's not true. It's just the Morgrim, and obviously the Morgrim doesn't always want to run EVO Light. But yeah, like... Metang is a mon that can not take hits as well as you wish it would, and it certainly doesn't do as much damage as you hoped it might.
Yeah, it's definitely a pretty severe downgrade from Metagross,
yeah.
Which is
very high
to be
bar,
expected.
To be
but
it's 180 points BST down, and a lot of those BST are in super relevant places like HP and attack.
Yeah, and also defenses.
Yeah, but, I think this BDF is only like 20 different.
Regardless, Metagross for 3 points, it is not.
No. I think it's technically bulkier with EVO Light. No, it's not because of the low HP.
Yeah, well.
I think it's maybe bulkier on the special side, but not the physical side. Someone's just shown me calcs of Metang in singles, and they seem more reliable when the main thing you want Metang to do is set rocks. But when you need Metang to actually get kills, I don't think it's as good.
Do things, sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it justified. It might have been fine for 3 points, but I don't know if it was fine for pick 5. I think it was relatively early in the other draft as well. I think it was pick 5 as well. No, it was pick 4 because it was the round before I got Aggron, which was round 5.
Well, I mean, these are listed in the order they were picked on the document here.
Yeah,
so
no, I'm saying on the other team, which didn't.
Oh, on the other side. Oh, right,
Yeah.
gotcha. Yeah. Which is and it hasn't even shown. Tay, it's on Tay's team, right?
Maybe, probably.
Yeah,
sounds about right.
I think so. Yeah,
and
hasn't shown up
because I picked Aggron in response to it. So here we get the Boof, and this was definitely the team that I was very big on the Boof in. It's got a lot of really
you were high on it.
Look,
in the preseason Flavour Town.
I am a Boof enjoyer. I really like getting in the Boof. I just love it. It's great, and I was heartbroken when it was dropped on one of the teams, and my faith in Pokemon community was restored when it was picked up on one of the other teams. And we do have a replay for it.
Yeah.
So no, don't go straight to Hyperfast. Okay, so we see that this is pretty Trick Room oriented, like to attempt to counterplay the rain. Obviously, Uxi's just nuts. Registeel's just nuts.
Yeah, and as is often the case, this is going to be evidence that Registeel is great in this format.
Yeah, well, that said, the Boof is absolutely no slouch. It's a gets a really solid KO off there. It chunks that skull incredibly easily, despite being
in the rain.
Yeah, despite being rain boosted and like it's life orb, so it's not assault vest. So the max HP, like its natural bulk's pretty good, and it's really got that rainbow coverage. That wild charge and CC absolutely putting in the work.
Yeah.
And you know, I think you're generally pretty willing to trade Boof for like 180% of a Pokemon. You know.
Yeah, for Scuda and.
Not Scuda,
for
Butterfree and Sneasel.
Butterfree and most of Sneasel. Yeah, totally.
And they did show that they had the Eldegoss to get more attack buffs if they had needed to. So obviously, the rest of this game we'll just kind of skip through. It's just Registeel doing Registeel things. But
yeah, it's just it's like 1,000 turns, right? Oh no, it was only 8 turns. This is one of the
it's
fast.
only a couple turns. I just couldn't remember. There's been a lot of longer games.
Yeah, there's been some long Registeel.
It came to this game. It came to another game in the series. It got 2 kills this game, 1 kill in the other game, and it did really solid. I think it's a really interesting pick because it is honestly impressively tanky.
Right, like it seems like it does everything you want, right? It's got three different good situational abilities depending on what you want. It's got pretty great bulk, 110 attack stat. The 55 speed is a little rough, but I mean,
I reckon if they gave it player
good
off,
coverage,
I'd just be taken with it.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. No, it's a solid one. The Boof showed that it's something that you have to respect, especially if you're a team that's relying on like fast speed control, because it can really break through those frailer mons.
Yeah, for sure.
So
well done to Sora on using a cheap Pokemon effectively.
We don't have a replay here,
honorable mention,
but we do have a screenshot
of the one important turn in Aggron's life.
No, Aggron did 2 other important things. I did win the series, but I like this visual the most. The other thing, Aggron just kept getting like 2 or 3 hits with Rock Blast, and that was just sad. Also, I think I missed a Rock Blast, but this turn went perfectly.
It's been the season of few Rock Blast hits for me as well.
I've certainly been discouraged from running Aggron by that week 1 performance, though I don't know. Who knows? I might bring it back. But yeah, so it came to 2 games. It died in one of them, and it got 2 kills. One of them on Durant, and I'm pretty sure the other one was on Guslord, which was their win condition, so it's not too bad. Really physically tanky.
This was versus KC week 1, correct?
Yeah. And yeah, Rock Blast didn't prove to be quite the disguise tech I was hoping it would be. Because I think I didn't have the most consistency with it.
Because it misses. Yeah.
But it did well. I think if I had run a different move to high horsepower, probably would have gone 2-0 instead of 2-1. But yeah, no, it's definitely solid. And it has insane random coverage because it's a Gen 2 Pokemon. Is it a Gen 2 Pokemon?
It's Gen 3, but
yeah, wait.
Back when they gave Pokemon
my
just
brain
crazy coverage moves.
Gen 2 is the gen that has all of the really weird TMs because they didn't repeat any TMs from Gen 1. So you have just some absolutely bonkers things like Zac Cannon on everything. But no, he just got the Kaiju Flamethrower Thunderbolt treatment.
Yeah, exactly.
Wish Duraludon got that Flamethrower treatment.
Oh man, I think we all wish that. It would be.
Some of us wish it, and then some of us have
fire move.
Some of us have redirectors and fire type weak Pokemon who probably are fine without it. All right, so Aggron. One really good moment, especially the Spatak drop on Durant is always relevant.
So speaking of dragons,
I think we do have a replay for this one as well. This is on the Dragon team. You only are famous beat 'em up arcade game Double Dragon, but this is in the Triple Dragon team.
Well,
was this the Triple Dragon?
Sometimes
series?
Sometimes less is more.
It is the Triple Dragon.
This is the Triple Dragon. Yeah, because it's the only match that Appleton has come to. Yeah. On either team. Which,
Appleton. So this is the week 4 game, and I started working on this during week 4. So originally Appleton was in the Benchwarmers. But you know what?
That never showed up.
Yeah. Now here it is, and Poppin really is going all out with just some of the wackiest mons. So Spritzy. I mean, I think Spritzy's. I have a lot of respect for Spritzy. For
yeah,
sure.
Spritzy's doing some work with the big boys here at level 50.
Oh yeah, gosh. I mean, I couldn't imagine it being at a high level.
Well, I just meant as opposed to level 5, where Little Cup is played.
Yeah, sorry. The joke was meant to be like, you know, if it was like an even higher level than 50, it clearly would be even more broken. But it didn't land as well as I was hoping.
Sorry. Well, we can just cut this and take it again, right?
I'll laugh really just hard. Cut the entire video. You know.
Oh, just start over.
Well, we're only 20 minutes in. You know, might as well.
Yeah, finish it up. So we finally get to the Appleton shows up, and
it's definitely
and then it just never goes away, right?
The Appleton does not go away. The Appleton knows exactly what it's here for, and that is mostly just to be a 4x resist to grass.
Yeah, you're here for a long time, not a good time.
Exactly.
Or at least not a good time for Pokemon and beer here.
No, especially not when they click the Iron Head and it does 10.
Yeah, pretty brutal.
That's it. I remember the ancient power. I remember that ancient power like so viscerally, and just I mean, Quash is strong. Quash is like Encore if Encore was balanced. Yeah, and they're going for the Iron Head flinch, but obviously they don't wind up getting it.
Yeah, and like it would have to just flinch every time for that to have been.
No, it only had to flinch that one time. Because Credilli would have killed Appleton with the next.
Oh, because Credilli would have killed it. Yeah, I gotcha.
Yeah, turns out.
Yeah, I mean,
ancient power is pretty strong, especially if you get the boost. But no, Credilli is too good. The Iron Defense Body Press. I think I said in the breakdown for this thing, Iron Defense Body Press. Yeah,
I mean it's 80 is good enough, and if you can get to +4,
it's got recovery
like Poppin did, then
yeah. I think he got +6 in one of the other games in the set, and he lost it. Maybe stick with +4 sometimes. But yeah, no. So absolutely, really cool to see Appleton do work as part of the Dragon. Yeah. So yeah, 4-pointers. I think that's wrapping up our 4-pointer section, isn't it?
I believe so. We've got into some 5s here to.
We got the big boring Alice Bear decks. This team did make some transactions to get rid of some of the other Eviolite mons. They still have the Scyther, which, as we all know, has stayed on the bench. But the Wartortle had an absolutely incredible game. The other Wartortle team has also had it. It just didn't do as much, and then that team has subsequently changed coaches, and the new coach dropped it.
Yeah, dropped Wartortle. So R.I.P. to the turtle. But
yeah, but it had a really incredible game this series.
Yeah. So the thing I like about this game before we look at it is this is we get to like kind of see a cheap Pokemon or a value Pokemon, not just like showing up and getting kills, but like showing up and
not just being like
tech
HO sort of piece, but just being a full like backbone for the team.
Yeah, it's like this is a great example of like a cheap Pokemon performing its role, even though its role is not necessarily getting kills.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we've got another mon that does that similarly in a bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, certainly most of these mons just wind up getting kills, partially just because that's what you viewers want. I polled and asked every single one of you at the same time. Oh yeah, also this I forgot about this. The discharge live.
Discharge,
and training for a circuitry was just nuts.
Yeah,
and then it lives this as well because of course it does. I mean, what do you expect? Do you expect?
Well, and then it's about to live 2 Shadow Sneaks as well, at 9%.
Does it?
Yeah, it does.
Okay. Wow, I don't even remember.
Or unless I'm thinking of a different game, but it definitely lived
Possibly
2 Shadow
Sneaks
game
in the series.
in this set. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it just dies.
But yeah, I mean, it got the
Yeah, the Storm Throw. Ah, good. But yeah, so it's really shown the absolute like totality of its moveset. Yeah, no, it just and like I love this set so much because
Yeah, this is the one. Yeah.
Oh no, it lives to. That's right.
Yeah,
You know,
it does.
honestly,
It does
no,
live
I don't
two
think it
shadow
lives two.
snakes.
I think it dies to this next one.
Oh,
Yeah.
it does. Okay. Well, regardless, it took two shadow snakes. How about that? Point
Sure.
is,
We're not
very
gonna talk about
bulky.
how well it took it. No, yeah, no. Look, it absolutely used every single one of those EVs incredibly well, and that EV
Yeah.
and it
Yeah,
got
I mean,
really good
put-
damage out, and it lived
put
so
Mamo
many
to
special
sleep.
hits.
Yeah, put Memo to sleep. Took a bunch of hits. Helping handed twice.
All I'm saying is,
Uh,
the Duskull, 2-hit KO'd the Wartortle, and the Circuitry and Gladius together couldn't KO it, so I think Duskull might be the carry. Yeah, no, I thought that was really
yeah, I
solid.
think that's how. I think that's how that.
Yeah,
How the math checks out on that one.
exactly. You would be the doctor, so you would know the math.
Yeah, apparently Pokemonology.
Yep. Yep. He does my taxes too.
Oh God, no.
No, sorry, doesn't pay the IRS. He only plays the IRS, the Inland Revenue Service, the one in New Zealand.
Inland Revenue might be the UK.
No, it's New Zealand.
Oh, it is. Oh, I thought you were asking, not telling me.
No. So the IRS is Internal Revenue Services for the US, and then it's Inland Revenue Service in the UK. Sorry, New Zealand.
Oh, you said it.
I
No,
know,
I'm just messing
because
with
you can. I mean, you're the doctor. You know, I have to have faith.
I'm the doctor. Yeah. Not a doctor. Anyway, Wartortle's good. 5 points. You know, I mean, even with a negative kill ratio, I mean,
It's a negative kill ratio because it's come to 5 games and it's only gotten 4 kills. I think it's okay.
Well, also its kills are coming from helping hands, right? So it's you know,
Also
if we had an assist,
it also got 4
column-
kills.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
That's pretty
true,
good.
but-
I think that 4 is like tied the highest. No, I think there are 2 mods of 5. But 4 is pretty good.
Yeah, totally. And like, if there was an assists column, right, it would be like, live 2 shadow sneaks. Circuitry couldn't kill it.
Live 2 did it.
You know what I mean? You know,
Look,
big,
this is my
big
problem.
damage.
You know what I
with
really
helping
think this
hand.
match taught us? It taught us about the trap that is spread moves.
Oh, spread moves or support moves.
Exactly. I mean, we
is
saw
what
the
we learned
discharge
here.
do nothing to 2 frail Pokemon. Like to a Pokemon weak to electric, and then like a random frail one. Look, all I'm saying is it is vindicating my perspective, even on circuitry. Yeah. So heading on into, we have a double header. So this is the first one.
Our first head-to-head.
Both of these teams have used Mawile well. That said, the round 3 Mawile and the round 5 Mawile are both interesting, to be honest with you. I love Mawile. Mawile was so good in BDSP, and it just has more tools in this format. It turns out not having to rely on Focus Blast as your special, as your fighting type move is nice for it. Yeah.
And it turns out no teams with fire types is.
Yeah, I don't really know why
appreciated
no teams have fire types.
Because there's only like 8 on the board or something like that.
I mean, there are a couple pretty good ones. But yeah, so Hero versus Bone.
Yeah, we've got two replays for this one.
Yeah,
Is the
we got a replay from both coaches.
Sakaba. Yep.
We see the funny Hitmontop doing Hitmontop things.
Yeah, and this is the sort of like Mawile gets to come in and
it gets in
take
basically for free. Ignore the 45% that didn't happen. They pick the correct target to double up into. They do their best to dissuade the fake out turn. It just puts out damage. Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot that they gave them the Whirlwind switch.
yeah.
Doesn't it it sticks, doesn't it? What do they? No, yeah, no, it just sticks. I forgot. So, Glastrier or Mawile, which one's better? I think that we know. I forgot I missed that. I've seen this entire game, and I honestly had forgotten half of it. So I'm pretty sure they went for Whirlwind there, which is why the Mawile moved before the Braviary. But I don't think they respected it sufficiently, and it wound up not working out too well for them.
It chunks. It does a bunch of big chunks to to Azelf and stuff, and then Slowbro cleans it up. Gets 2 kills of its own.
Foul play as well. It takes 2 pretty solid hits, and it gets 3 kills. No, actually it doesn't, because Slowbro got 2 of them. But it KO'd 2 Pokemon, and it definitely assisted the other 2.
Huge chunks into the other 2. I mean, this is how Mawile was good in the Mega era, right? It was doing a lot of the same kind of things.
No, Mega Mawile just sat there, click Sucker Punch, and your Dark Neutrality died. But this is what a healthier version of Mega Mawile would have been, probably.
Yeah, this is what it did when you had to actually play the game.
Yeah.
But regardless, I mean, yeah, Mawile looking totally good in this match. Cleaning up in Trick Room, big chunks.
Absolutely. Got a really good performance this game, and then we see Sly on the other side of the game now, actually getting the opportunity to show off Mawile. I forgot about the Aqua.
Yeah, no kidding.
Look at that. No damage. Actually 0 damage. Because I don't think this game even goes to Trick Room.
No. So Memo kind of does a lot of the hard work in this match, but Mawile gets all 4 kills.
Of course it does. Why wouldn't it?
Yeah.
The Fire Fang. I would honestly just run Flamethrower on Mawile, to be honest with you. I'm pretty sure it gets it.
Over Fire Fang? It might, or Fire Blast, one of the 2, yeah.
Because I don't want to miss, so I wouldn't run Fire Blast, I'd just run Flamethrower. I mean, I ran it on Aggron, right? Because Durant's gonna be dying anyways. Look, Mawile, really solid, and it really, I think in both of the series, just showed the ability to stick on the field when it was brought. So it came to games, and it got kills outside of the games that we showed as well. And yeah, if you bring it to the right series, it can really put in a lot of work, which I think is a really solid showing for 5 points. I think this is kind of what you want out of your 5 points, is what we're seeing out of Mawile. Now, as to what you maybe don't want to see out of your 5 points, I think this next Pokemon, I think mine's Sawk.
Yeah, my I don't think we have a replay for this one, right? But
no, we don't. They came to one game.
It came to
3 games. It clicked Fling, King's Rock into a Protect once, and not into a Protect once. Which was brutal. And then it CC'd into a Melodic. Well, it flung a King's Rock in game 1, and that's only ever going to be a 1-game tech. Because your opponent's gonna
and it was into the Protect the first time.
Was it the first time? I think they got a flinch in one of the series. But yeah, then they got a CC.
Regardless, it did most of the damage into a Mawile and then died.
The other team brought it to Team Preview. I believe that Sawk came to another game's Team Preview for this team as well. And it just didn't hit the field. I think it's a mon that has high upsides. But I kind of feel like the Seattle Swallows team's too offensive to really do that much with it. They have other mons that do the same sort of deal that they don't really need.
Yeah. My notes, my Sawk notes is maybe not getting their 5 points worth on these 2 teams.
But that said, neither is the Munchlax that's staying on the bench. So Sawk definitely can do stuff. It just needs
spend 4 points on an Emolga that's never come also. So
yeah,
I've considered it though. there have been full sets made. Just I get talked out of it by you mostly, but
I don't think I've ever actually talked you out of Emolga more than one of the series. So you've played 4 of them, right? I haven't talked to you for 2 of them because I didn't talk to you for our game. I didn't talk to you for your game against Jordan.
Yeah, I mean I've talked me out of it mostly, also.
Exactly.
But it might be the little electric that lives in my head saying,
Well,
Four
it's
ice
the
weaknesses
little
is
electric.
too many.
Better a little electric living in your head than a little electric rat on the team. You know.
Yeah.
Look.
Well done.
I mean, at some point I had to start doing the electric type jokes after everyone was making them about me. You know. So now a Pokemon that probably hasn't quite justified its 5 points thing, but that said, it was really fun to use in the mock game against you. Skeptile.
Oh yeah. And speaking of Flings Rock, a more successful example of it.
Was it Rock? I remember using Fling. I didn't really... Wait, is this the right game in the
should
set?
be game 3 of this set, I believe.
I don't know if it is. I'm pretty sure this is. Okay.
This is the good one.
Sorry, I was thinking of the game where it worry seeds wheezing.
Is that not this one?
No. No, I think I have the wrong game in the series. Oops. I know I double checked this, which makes it extra embarrassing.
Let me.
Help.
You talk about. Game. Yeah, it did. Yeah. It did get the Rock Tomb into Shed.
Yeah, it got a Rock Tomb into Shed, and it basically killed the my brain's dying. The Electivire with Leaf Storm. But, this wasn't the replay of it.
Flinched it, Leaf Storm, and then got finished off by the Ninetales. But the Worry Seed match or game is definitely the one we meant to bring to watch.
Scrolling through replays for it. Help. That's where I could find it.
It should be week 3, I believe, or was it week 4? I don't know.
It was week 4. Game 3, did you say?
That was game 3, so
game 2 then.
Game 2 probably.
Who knows? Okay, so I'm pretty sure this is the one that we're looking for. So this is funny because they forgot that what the prep that they had turn. Because they go for the Flings Rock here and Aurora Veil, but they haven't got Hail yet. So then this turn they Worry Seed. So they get both the attacks off in this turn, and then they get the Encore. You know, very fair, reasonable, and balanced move that has at no point ever caused a person to... Okay. I forgot they missed that too. I forgot how chaotic this series was.
Yeah, it's totally a crazy match.
You should check out all of the coaches in this series, but if you want to check out any, like, if you just are gonna, like, don't have a lot of time to watch through a full series, Heaven, who is the coach with Sceptile, does these really funny like MLG compilations of their games, and they're honestly amazing watches. I just watched the one
get
for
through
this
the whole
today.
The whole set in 5.5 minutes.
Hell yeah,
it's perfect.
It's
none of this us sitting around and talking for 40 minutes about nonsense. Just get right to it.
I appreciate the fact that now they do both.
I more a comment on the fact that we're 45 minutes into this thing.
It says 38 on my watch.
I was guessing, so
we're right near the end.
Yeah.
Look, this should just be just about now. But I didn't have time to watch things. But yeah, so I mean, this game went pretty long, but a lot of the early game disruption really was the reason they were able to make it to this late game.
Yeah, totally.
And I thought
that was all Sceptile.
Also,
right?
it did get the basically kill and a half in this one. It got the Rock Tomb, but you're right, it did King's Rock into a Protect here, and it Leaf Stormed the Electivire, which is I would say it's pretty solid. I think it had a really solid showing. A really interesting way to utilize Unburden as well. Really big fan of what Sceptile did. Now we come to another mon that doesn't have a highlight. So Rotom. There are 3 Rotoms in the format, and I believe this is the second best performing one. So yeah, Rotom
A
Mo.
brutal indictment of Rotom Mo is what you're saying?
No, this is a brutal indictment of Rotom Fan.
Oh, Fan. Oh, I was guessing.
Nah, in one of the divs, Rotom Mo is like it's come to like 3 games, and in the other div, Rotom's been at team preview every single week and has come to most of the individual games. But I look, this Rotom, it kind of sat around and it KO'd a Nidoking, 2-hit KO'd Nidoking, and got like a bit of other chip. But I think they wound up losing that game. So the fact that it was able to get that damage was nice. The fact that it has really good resistance and that was nice. I think we actually showed the game that it lost to the Nidoking in a previous one where it got ice. No. Oh God, I just spoiled.
It was one of the other.
That's the
one
next
of the
replay.
other ones in the.
I just spoiled.
Oh yeah, it's
I'm so dumb.
The next replay. That's right. That we watched it beforehand.
Yeah.
To test to make sure we had the right one, but
yeah,
I mean, basically, Rotom has just like Rotom.
I liked
regular.
it a lot more when I had it because I ran nasty
Rotom
plot.
economy, as Jordan called it. It's kind of just like been there as a reasonable role player when it's been needed, right?
Yeah. Obviously, the fact that they also have Lunatone, it's pretty.
Yeah, double levitate with Marowak.
Levitate
nice.
flying, ground flying resist.
Flying, but yeah.
It's and poison. You know, for all of those relevant ground poison flying types. Like Mud Slap.
1 point
Crobat.
cool.
Golbat, rather.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, Nidorino. the bounce Nidorino. It probably doesn't even get bounce, but yeah. Wait, no, this Pokemon doesn't have a replay. I just said that. The next Pokemon does, which is the same. Rotom is also in this. Also, this one doesn't have a thing because Wishy-Washy's broken on the dock. It came to a couple games. I think it's come to 2 separate series, but it only came to one of the games in one of them, and it came to all 3 in the one that we'll be showing one of the games from. And Wishy-Washy is really good. I like it a lot. It's really tanky. It's really strong. And it's got a lot of really good positioning options in terms of speed control. And it's really slow, which is nice. So...
Yeah, and this was from week. I guess it was the week 3 match, but played in week 2.
Yeah, they played early. But so Wishy-Washy here, coming in, taking the hits from, meme Pokemon of the year, Alcremie.
Brutal, a brutal indictment of a reasonable Pokemon.
Brutal indictment of a reasonable Pokemon. That's it.
Living a big hit and then getting to U-turn out before you lose your schooling was pretty nice, actually.
Yeah, look, living that and then getting that U-turn out there, it probably did still kill with the regular Wishy-Washy, but yes, this is my favorite moment. The liquidation here in the defense drop, not as relevant, but that damage is important. Regular Wishy-Washy got significant damage out to beat the opposing Trick Room. We do love to see it. It just hits hard, and it hits hard, it takes hits, and it pivots. And the pivots are honestly, like as you saw, really strong, really oppressive in the Jordan's team, because it meant that Jordan was always in the back of positioning. It turns out 140 base power U-turns are kind of alright.
Yeah, especially, when the alternative is stay in and suck. Although, I mean, Dan didn't know that at the time, right? You clicked the move before it was down to 2%, but...
Yeah, I meant more the first U-turn.
Regardless, yeah.
But yeah.
Sure, yeah.
Obviously, it came back in with
getting
the suck.
it done. Yeah.
I think it was Expert Belt as well, which contributed to the damage output. No, I do like the Wishy-Wash. Also, I think that the small one looks very cute. No, it's really cool. I'm a big fan of Wishy-Washy. I just wish this team was able to get Sawk off the ground, or Appleton.
Yeah, so we can have some more comparisons as opposed to just one.
Yeah, but more wilds definitely. I think I expect that I expected it to be a more wild.
Yeah.
It was either that or it was going to be like a Mulga.
Least surprising good value town Pokemon.
One of the mons I was most gassed up on. Wishy-Washy, I think, also could have been the one. Yeah,
I
Sceptile
remember
came...
you being pretty into
No,
pretty
Sceptile
into
didn't come
Wishy-Washy as well.
with the other team.
Sceptile has only. Oh no, my hero brought it week 4 against me, but it was mostly just like it kind of ended up just being sacrifice fodder. Where it,
oh yeah, no, that's right.
It had to switch
it got
in,
no kill.
switch in to take a big hit,
yeah,
and then just get killed the next turn. Yeah,
yeah,
both
yeah,
times.
that's right. But yeah, so we have Golduck. This Pokemon has no replays because it just kind of sat there and was annoying for Sand both weeks. So
yeah,
both,
right.
both of these teams have played it, and it just did the same thing. It sat there. I think it spammed Icy Wind in one. I think it spammed Scald in the other. It didn't get a kill in the game where it spammed Scald, but it got 2 kills in the series where it was spamming Icy Wind. Go figure.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of just doing what you pick up a Golduck to do, right? Deal with the weather and then be a relatively fast port, right?
I think that the real reason that Steve drafted it is because he didn't want the opposing teams being able to use a good damp mod against him.
It was a if I can't explode, no one can kind of situation.
Oh, well, yeah. He'd hope that he'd be able to explode. I mean, he's got Explosion, Misty Explosion, Misty Explosion, Misty Explosion, Regular Explosion. I think Behem might also have Explosion, but I'm not sure about that one. Or it might have Self-Destruct.
Less Pokemon can explode in Gen 8 than in previous gens. But
yeah. It's a great tragedy.
Yeah, I mean, Golduck kind of
also it does a lot less.
Kind of doing what you expect it to on both teams, though.
Yeah. It's just a fairly standard mod that's doing fairly standard stuff, and it didn't have any standout performances. It just kind of sat there, kind of passively, either disrupted team or got killed.
Yeah.
So we come to the... No, wait, we don't come to. So Quag. Quag has had 2 decent performances, both of which involved it setting up and then clicking move. You saw one of them.
Set up win con kind of situation.
I forget what Pokemon it was we were debuting. Appleton. In the Appleton game, you saw Quag.
Yeah, in the Appleton game.
Do the thing. And then this one of the games, the Quag stockpiled up and got 4 KOs. And then
+3,
games, it got
and
1
then
KO.
took all 4 KOs.
Yeah, stockpiled 3 times, and then just 1. But this one, they had a grass move, but they still lost him onto it first. And yeah, like, Quag, it's just okay. Like, it wins, and it often wins in fairly long and drawn-out series.
Yeah, proving why you should bring your grass-type moves against water grounds. Even if you don't think they're that likely, because if you don't have it, it can be a problem. And
Unaware is an interesting ability as well.
Unaware is good. I mean, it got 2.5 good abilities.
Look, Damp is, I think, definitely a bit more situational. All right, and now we come to
the most fun battle.
Walrein, 5 points,
of the ones.
And Gurdurr, 3 points. In the same game, working together to pull off a coup d'état, even, and other French things, despite the fact that this is not the game with our French player. I just kind of felt like saying it. It's actually, I think that both of these players might be British. I'm not sure. I know AC is British. I'm not sure if Zeros is. I'm not sure where she's from, but she might be.
I'm not
No,
sure
I think
either.
she's American.
I would have to check and see what time zone she's in, but
yeah. So we see very greedy start from one of our players into just getting Trick Room and then screen set up with an offensive Weezing. I'd love Weezing.
Yeah. This team that Zeros brought this week was totally sick, right? Offensive Weezing.
Yeah, hell yeah.
The very impressive Walrein we're about to see.
Look, I mean, the Gurdurr's getting pretty...
Gurdurr getting kills too,
well.
Right? Yeah.
And now we immediately see Doom.
Yeah.
Get coached, my friend.
I
didn't even know before the series that Walrein had body press. Which is funny. and they're just like focusing on targeting down the Gurdurr. The Gurdurr, I think, also got like a kill in one of the other games.
Yeah, I think so. Because in the other game it didn't coach, but yeah, I mean this is just an example of like any Pokemon with coaching is a reasonable Pokemon.
Well, especially if they're tanky as Gurdurr is.
And yeah, if they're crazy bulky and it takes four hits to kill them.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I guess it was three hits.
High horsepower,
high horsepower, Iron Head. Yeah, exactly. And then
2 hits from a strong mon and 1 from Diglett. The Gurdurr is dealing with basically every game. That was its standout performance.
10 appearances or 8. Yeah, 8 games brought. It's been in team preview every week.
Yeah. It's really solid. This is just 3 weeks as well, I think.
8 points total, 10 kills between the two Pokemon.
Definitely valued. This is this team has a couple low value mons. Drizzle and Noibat haven't hit the field yet. I think in my experience, Drizzle's really solid. But
I think Noibat got brought once, didn't it?
What, sorry?
I think Noibat got brought once.
Noibat
I mean, regardless. Yeah, regardless.
Yeah, Noibat did, you're right.
Yeah, Gurdurr and Walrein really showing
also
off
the
low tier.
No, yeah, the synergy is absolutely really interesting. Using support to set up another low tier is good. And ultimately, I think that we saw kind of what we expected. It doesn't sound unexpected, which is that water types are good, generally speaking. Yeah. And fighting types are strong, generally speaking.
Yeah, in much the same way that in a world with no fairies, dragons are good. In a world with no fairies, fighting types are good too. And if you can get one for 3 points, that's crazy bulky and can either get kills itself or coach your other mons. You know,
absolutely
pick them up.
Also, Lunatone's good. Yeah, there's just like Pokemon with good traits are good. It turns out. And it doesn't matter if you're getting them for a good price. It means that you're not generally going to be compromising on other sections of your team for them. And I think we also learned that getting a bunch of Pokemon that are only good with Eviolite means that they're probably mostly going to stay on the bench.
True. Yeah. I've liked having one Eviolite Pokemon. Has been nice for me.
If we look at Benchwarmers, every single one of these mons is except Emolga is an Eviolite mon.
Yeah, true.
Which I meant to say originally, but I forgot. Jigglypuff is probably the best of them. It's got Frank.
In all honesty, I'm surprised Jigglypuff hasn't come to a match.
It doesn't do anything.
Well, but it does nothing for a long time.
Or it's not like it has redirection or anything.
Yeah, it's not Clefairy.
It's also really frail. It's got like 20 in both of its defenses.
It's better than Wigglytuff is my point.
I disagree strenuously.
Well, that said, I'll never give up an opportunity to slag off Wigglytuff.
Okay. Well, definitely check James out. Check the thing I did with Sam, and check out the VBL. Thank you guys for watching. And hopefully when my week 5 game runs around, I'm less tilted. Do you have any parting message?
No. Thanks for having me.
All right.
Fun to look back at the season so far.
Absolutely.
And this is a fun, interesting way to do it.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
Good work.
Well, that was exactly the idea. So this is an interesting way to look at the way that the different coaches approach similar things, like not having points. Yeah. So everyone, leave a like on this video. Leave a comment down below of which of the Benchwarmers you think is maybe going to come off the bench, and thank the doctor.